Hello there, welcome back to Caltex Academy. Today on our board we have this question on system of connected particles. So let's dive in and take a look at how the question says. So we have here two blocks A and B of masses 5 kilogram and 10 kilogram respectively are connected by a light inextensible string that passes over a smooth pulley P. Initially, A is at rest on a smooth horizontal table, and B hangs freely as shown in the diagram. The system is released from rest. You may assume that G equals 10 meters per second per second. Part A, calculate the acceleration of B. B, calculate the tension in the string. After 3 seconds, A is still moving freely when B hits the floor. Part C, calculate the velocity of A at this time. And lastly, calculate the initial height of B above the floor. So let's take a look at the full diagram. Now in this diagram here, we need to include some few things. One is the tension in the string. So the tension in the string is always directed towards the pulley. So if this is our T as the tension, we also have the tension between P as the pulley and our block B. So we can illustrate it here as T. Now the next thing we need to also include here is the weight of this 10 kilogram mass as it is suspended in space, and also the acceleration both here and in this string A. So let's draw a line to represent that. Yep, so this is our line that represent acceleration, and normally we indicate with these double arrows. So that is A, and it's also moving the same direction here. That is also A. And here, the weight of this 10 kilogram mass, we can indicate it here, and we can say this is 10 G, where G is the acceleration due to gravity. I think this information is quite enough. We can go ahead and start working out, being guided with part A of the question that says calculate the acceleration of B. And here we need to use the second Newton's law, which is summarized in this equation, F equals to ma, where F for our case would be the resultant force, and mass m here would be either for this 5 or 10 kgs, and the acceleration will be this. And next, we need to start with mass of this block A. So we can say for block A, so what we have to do with block A here, we say the tension must be equivalent to, since there's no force in this direction, so the total force at this side of the pulley is the tension only here. So it must be equivalent to the mass, and the mass is the 5 times acceleration. Acceleration is what? A. So we can call this one here to be our equation number 1. Now let's go ahead and look at also for block B. So here, the resultant force for block B is 10 G minus the tension T. It must give us the mass, that is 10, and times the acceleration due to gravity. So we can call this equation number 2. After that, we can get rid of the tension, substitute equation 1 in equation 2. So we can start by writing equation number 2, and we have equation 2 as 10 G minus T equals 10A. So putting in the value of t from equation 1, and our equation 1 is t equals to 5a. So we're substituting for t, and we have 5a equals 10a. Collecting like terms, we have 10g from the left hand side must be equivalent to 10a from the right hand side plus 5a, and simplifying the right hand side, 10 plus 5, we get 15a. Our interest is to get the value for a, so we can swap these equations and have 15a the left hand side, meanwhile having 10g from the right hand side, and we divide both sides of this equation by 15 in order for us to get only a alone. So, and here our value for a, we can substitute g. Remember, the value of g was mentioned to us as 10 meters per second per second. So putting this in to replace that, we have 10 times also 10 divided by 15. When you multiply that, we get 100 over 15. And let's get our calculator. So 100, when you divide it by 15, the result is 6.6 recurring. So we can have here a equals 6.67 to 2 decimal places, and that is meters per second, and that is acceleration in which this system is moving with. So that answers part A of the question. We have gotten the acceleration. So let's label it here that this is part A. And part B is saying calculate the tension in the string. So the tension is quite easier. We can take the simplest equation, and that is equation number 1. And since we know our value of A, we can replace it here. And I think let's take it at this stage where we have, in fact, when we reduce this by 5, we have 3 at the denominator, and we have 20 at the numerator. So we have here 3. Now, when you multiply the numerator, you get 100 over 3. So dividing this by 3, we get 33.3 recurring. So let me round it to 2 decimal places. And that is the answer for part B of the question, which is requesting us to get the tension in newtons. So let's take a look at part C of the question. Now, after 3 seconds, A is still moving freely when B hits the floor. Calculate the velocity of A at this time. When B hits the floor, we realize that the body is still moving, the tension is no longer there, it has gone to 0. So at what distance, at what speed is it moving? Now what we have to do is to collect also that data down, where we had our time given to be 3. So we can go on and work it here. Time is 3 seconds, and the body was moving from rest. So U equals 0 meters per second And our acceleration is what we had here. I think let me make it a little bit accurate here because this is rounded value, and the accurate result is 20 over 3, that is meters per second per second. So we're requested to get the velocity at which this body will be moving. Now from here, we can go on and make substitution in the first equation of motion, that is V equals to U as initial velocity plus acceleration times time t. So V is what we're interested to get, and U is 0. So our A is 20 over 3 times our time is also 3. So by luck, we had here these 3 cancelling, and you don't need to really have a calculator to work out that. If you wish, you can first collect this one out from this mess, and we have 0 plus 20, which remains as 20. So finally, that body A is moving at 20 meters per second when B hits the ground. And this is part C of our question. I hope we're all moving on well. If you have any question, don't hesitate to drop it in the comment section. I'll get back to answer you immediately. Now, part D says calculate the initial height of B above the floor. What is the initial height? So, if this is our ground, and in the process of this body moving in this direction, is gonna get some distance here covered, and the distance is beginning from this height here down after that. And since the journey is below, is moving down, then we consider as a negative. For any journey going up is considered to be positive. So we can go ahead and take a look at this calculation. And remember, the acceleration at which these bodies are moving are the same, and also the final velocity of our body A, which I've just gotten there to be 20, is the initial velocity for body B to start moving down here. So finally, on hitting the ground, final velocity is 0. So let's go ahead and collect this data, and we get the answer for that height. So taking our answer here, we have our S as the distance we are calculating, which is not known, so you can give here a question mark. And then the final velocity when it hits the ground is 0. Of course, that is in meters per second. And initial velocity is this one also for body B, that is 20 meters per second. Now, what else do you know? Know the acceleration in which this body is moving, and that is 20. Let us take it in the accurate format, that is 20 over 3. Somebody will have taken it here, but we have some rounding, and the result may not be all that accurate, though it is correct. So this information is enough for us to make our calculation. So the next thing is we can quote our formula, and that is the third equation of motion that says V square equals to U square now plus 2AS. So because of this S being negative, as we mentioned earlier on, we can change this sign to negative in our substitution. So final velocity is 0 when it hits the ground. Initial velocity is 20. So we can square now minus 2 times the value for A is 20 over 3. This minus came from here, so I decided to bring it in front. And we multiply also by our distance we're looking for, S. So when you do that, you realize that the first term here from the right-hand side becomes 400 minus. So when you multiply this, we get 40 over 3 S. And since this is the parameter we're looking for, being negative, we need to take it to the left-hand side such that it becomes positive. So we have 40 over 3 S must give us 400. Now we have a small task here of multiplying this one by 3 to remove this denominator, and also the right hand side by 3. Meanwhile, this denominator 3 will go with the 3 we're multiplying with, and we have 40 S as, of course, when you multiply that, you get 1200. Now we're dividing both sides by 40 from this left hand side, since our main goal is to make S alone in order for us to be able to get our distance S. So we did that, and our S must be equivalent to, so we can go ahead and also reduce this. I think the color looks to be dull, so let's have this one here by 4. 12 by 4 goes to 3, and we have this 0 here. So finally, we know that our distance traveled is 30 meters by the body B. So this is how we answer question connected to system of connected particles using a pulley in mechanics. So thank you for watching after this time. Subscribe for more videos like this, and see you in the next video. Peace out.